Okay. Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, and we have our webinar every Thursday, just sharing developments in Mexico and different opportunities that are not open to the public. So we have some people from the team here, and our guest today is Humberto, and he is from Aldea Holbox. He's going to share a lot of information on this beautiful development, which is really next to the island of Holbox, and all the benefits, all the perks as an owner. And I'll let you take it, Humberto. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Natalie. Good afternoon. And thank you, Unicorn Properties, for the exposure, for the opportunity. Thank you very much. So I'm going to tell you about Aldea Holbox. It is a new development in the Yucatan Peninsula. I'm going to show you the map very shortly so that you know where it's located. It's called Holbox, Aldea Holbox, because it's very close to the island of Holbox, which is between the Caribbean, Mexican side and the Gulf. It is a destination that is gaining popularity, and it's very different from the Mayan Riviera and Cancun in a sense that it doesn't have a very banging nightlife like Cancun and the Mayan Riviera. There are no nightclubs. Music ends at like 9 p.m. in the restaurants, and it's a very laid back island for people that want to actually relax, enjoy nature, and the ocean is spectacular. The island has other attractions like the bioluminescence phenomenon, which is, it's this algae that is shines at night when there's no moon, or it's cloudy, dark enough. You can see the ocean glowing because of this algae. It's just amazing. There's also it's a sanctuary for the whale shark. It's a huge whale shark. It's a vegetarian shark, so there's no danger. So you can actually go. There's some tours that take you and to swim with this whale shark, which is, it's a giant. It's very impressive to swim along these beautiful animals. So that's the island. It has a feel of a fisherman village. It's very laid back, and it's beautiful. Like I said, for people that want to relax and enjoy nature and just a very simple vacation. There are some very nice hotels. They're very comfortable. You won't see all-inclusive type of hotels like in Cancun, the Mayan Riviera, but there are some very nice hotels there. We're not on the island. We are in the continental side. We are just about a 6-minute drive from the port where you take the ferry that takes you to the island. We are the first development in the area. We are the only development in the area. So it is the perfect time now to jump and invest and reap the benefits in a couple of years, because Cancun started just like this, a fisherman village, nothing around. The Mayan Riviera about 15, 20 years ago, same thing. It was just a fisherman village, and now it's a huge, one of the main destinations, most popular destinations in the world. So it is that time, when people look back at Cancun in the early 80s, late 70s, there was nothing, and now it's this huge tourist complex. We don't expect Holbox to become that big of a destination. It's very popular, mainly because there's a limited space for the island. It has a protected area, so everywhere where it can be built pretty much has been built. So it can't grow much more, which is something that we will take to our advantage, and I will elaborate more very shortly. So we're in the continental side, like 6-minute drive from the port. The ferry takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get to the island. I will show you some images so that you know what I'm talking about. And in the continental side, we are pretty much in the jungle. It's a beautiful zone. It's a medium jungle. Just for reference, the Amazon is a high jungle. If for people that know Yucatan, in around Merida, we have a low jungle. It's low bushes and shrubs, and this is a mid jungle, which is about trees can get up to like 10 to 12 meter tall. So it's knowing that this is a very hot area, very warm area, and the density of the vegetation and the height of the vegetation is perfect, but because it keeps everything fresh. The sun doesn't get all the way to the ground, therefore there are no weeds growing. It's all trees and soil, so you won't have a problem with weeds like I know it's a problem for some areas in Canada, even here in Mexico. So sun doesn't get all the way to the ground, it keeps it fresh, it keeps it cool, and we don't have a weed problem. There are countless species of birds, so you'll wake up listening to the birds. There are some feline species as well, mainly birds. It's just there are some monkeys as well, and it's just the sheer beauty of the nature here is just impressive. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and show you some images. And this is my handy dandy presentation. So Aldea Holbox, and I will elaborate on why Aldea Holbox. So first, these are all the points that we will go through. First, the nature. I was just talking about the nature. I will show you now 3 videos. The first one shows more images about on the island. The second one shows more regarding the area of our development. And the third video, it's very short videos. The third video shows you an existing property in the area. This is the house of one of our partners in the development. It's just to give you an idea of what you can expect, where you could live or have your property. So let's go there. This is the island, Holbox. It's very clean, it's very pretty, the water is very clear. This is our main entrance. That's the type of nature of vegetation that you will find in this area. There's toucans everywhere. Now this is one of our promotional videos. More of the vegetation.
I think it is a fantastic opportunity, not only for a second home, but also this is a great business opportunity. The best time to invest in an emerging region is when it's on pre-sale, and well, this is going to grow exponentially. If you see what happened in Cancun, what happened in Playa, in the Mayan Riviera, this is going to be much better than that.
By the way, we have quite a few of these promotional videos that we can share. We will gladly share with you to help you with material, with your when you're dealing with future new owners at Aldea Holbox. And here's the last video. This is the property of one of our partners who lives right there. That's the entrance of their house. This is an aerial view. You see, for perspective, we have 2 people walking there. And there's the house. It's all green. And this is the area where we will be building. That's the highway that takes you to the port to get to the island.
That's awesome.
Any questions so far?
No, I love how green it is. Very nice.
It's very green. It's beautiful. The images, the videos don't make it justice. It's just amazing. Did I mention the toucans? There are so many toucans there, and they're very tame. They're not afraid of people. it's like in Canada we have the squirrels that are everywhere. In the big cities we have pigeons everywhere. Here in Solferino, in Aldea Holbox, there will be toucans and just colorful birds everywhere. They are our let's call it pest. They're everywhere, and it's just beautiful. No, so we've talked about the nature. Now let's talk about our strategic location. I briefly mentioned it. So this is the Yucatan Peninsula. You know what? Let's take a look at for a better perspective. This is our beautiful planet. So let's get closer. And this is Mexico. This is the Yucatan Peninsula. And as we get closer, this gray spot is Cancun. This is the Mayan Riviera. And this is Holbox Island. This is the island that I showed you in the video. This is the highway that takes you to Cancun or anywhere really. And this orange, pink triangle here, this pyramid shape, this is our development. Here's the highway. This is about a 1.5 kilometers to 2 kilometers entrance, and this is where we are. It's 13 clusters. Each cluster will have its own clubhouse, its own amenities. So I'll go through the list. So each cluster will have a clubhouse, an outdoor gym, a park for kids, a park for pets, a grilling, barbecue area. It will have an all-purpose sports court that can be used for basketball, for soccer, for tennis, and each cluster will have its own paddle court. Paddle is very popular now in Mexico. Everyone's playing paddle, so we're gonna put one paddle court in each of the clusters. We're talking about 13 clusters or 13 stages. So 13 clubhouses, each clubhouse with its own swimming pool, of course, lounging area, a restaurant, of course, restrooms. And this here down below is the first cluster that is on sale now. This is the only one. We'll go through the other ones in a couple months. So this is the one that's on sale. And as you can see here, this orange square, that's the clubhouse. And these green areas are green areas. By the way, we are leaving 40% of this area untouched. We're talking about the entire development spans about 731 acres. So of those 731 acres, 40% will be left untouched, and it will be left as green areas, because we want our residents, our investors, our new owners to have the experience of living surrounded by nature. We want our impact to be minimal in this beautiful jungle. For each, of course, we're going to take down some trees to lay down the roads and to build the houses. But for each tree that we remove, we will be replacing it in a nearby area that requires reforestation. So that's our commitment in terms of ecology. We have other commitments with the community there. As I mentioned earlier, we're partnering with the community. We didn't just buy their lands; they are our partners. It is private property, and the community, we brought them into the project because we want everyone around the development to benefit, to have the economic benefit and the social benefit of this development. Because what happens in some developments, people buy the land very cheap, they sell it, they make a lot of money, and the community that sold the land stays around, living around it, still poor. And poverty, you don't want poverty around your property because it brings a number of social problems, right? So what we're doing things different here. We brought them into the project as partners, so they will be receiving profits, dividends every year from us, because they're our partners, of course. And so it's not only an economic benefits for the community, but also the social impact, because a lot of the people that live in this area, because there's no industry here, they had to migrate. This is Solferino. This is the town. They had to migrate, and the young people had to leave their families and go live in Cancun and the Mayan Riviera, because the jobs are there, because there's really no industry here where we are. And now with all the jobs that we will be creating, all these people will be able to return to their community and bring life again, because it started to become an old people's town, like a retirement, but they didn't retire, they lived there. All their young had to leave, but now they're coming back because we're going to be creating all these jobs. So everyone in the community, in this Solferino, this town and Chiquila community, are very happy with us because everything that we're doing for the community. So that's our social impact. And this is, I'm kind of digressing. This is where we're located. I'll go back to my presentation. And yeah, this is where we are. Now, the third block is about peace and safety. As I mentioned earlier, Holbox Island is a very different destination than Cancun. There's no nightlife, there are no nightclubs, and for that reason, the area does not attract the people that are attracted to nightclubs and all the undesirable activities that happen around nightclubs, right? It's a very healthy community, both on the island and in the small towns there. People are very concerned about the environment. They're into sports, into hiking. The tourists that visit the island, they come to rest and relax. They don't come for the partying, because of course there's really no partying there. And it's obviously not the same type of tourists that go to Cancun and to do everything that they want, right? It's a very safe place. And in Aldea Holbox, in our development, it's going to be mainly residential, and there will be businesses, of course, but no nightclubs. We're not going to allow the construction of any clubs or anything of the sort. We will leave it residential, because that's we want to maintain that peace and that sense of safety that we have in this region. Any question?
I think there's a question for amenities. Does that include a pool? If you can, I don't know, maybe you have a slide on the amenities of the development.
Yes, I do. And we're going right there. But to answer your question, yes, there will be, each cluster, each of the 13 clusters, each cluster will have between 100 and 300 houses. Each cluster will have its own clubhouse with like a banquet hall, like an events hall. Each cluster will have in the clubhouse will have its own swimming pool, a big swimming pool. So 13 swimming pools in the entire development. Not only that, but one of the clusters that will be on sale at a later date has actually a cenote. I don't know if everyone here is familiar with that. Cenotes are like they can be underground wells, and there can be like surface freshwater wells. The one that we have is in the surface, and it's very big. It's about 100-meter diameter, which in feet, how much is that in feet? Like 300 feet?
How much?
100-meter diameter. That's about 300 feet, right?
Let me check.
More or less. So it's pretty big, and it's not. It's still virgin. Nobody has been able to reach it. So we know, because we sent some explorers there. We know that it's there, and it's that about that size, and we're very excited to be able to get to it. And around the cenote, we will have another tourist, let's call it tourist area. It will be a commercial area with fine restaurants and fine boutiques around it for the benefit of the people that will be staying or living in Aldea Holbox. You know, we'll have the Mexican restaurant, the Italian restaurant, the French restaurant, sushi restaurant, all those nice things around the cenote. So it will be very pretty. An additional amenity that is one of my favorite, beside the amenities for each of the cluster, we have a clubhouse on the island. So each investor, each resident, each person that stays at Aldea Holbox will have access to the beach club. It's going to be exclusive for people that are either living or staying or own a property at Aldea Holbox. And it's on the north side of the island with a beautiful view. You can see the sunset there. It's very pretty. I don't have an image now of the clubhouse because it's not built yet, but it's on the beach. You know, there will be a fee to access it for people in general, but if you are an investor at Aldea Holbox, or if you're renting a house at Aldea Holbox, you'll be able to get get in at no charge. You know, it's included, and it will have, of course, a lounging area in front of the beach. It will have swimming pools, a restaurant, a bar, everything that you expect from a nice beach club, and it will be included in your, you know, as one of the perks of your investment. Any other question?
I think they were asking about the distance to Cancun or to the closest beach.
The closest beach would be the island. So between, you know, it's about a 6-minute drive to the port, and then about
Do you think you can show the
18
map?
minutes of ferry. I'm sorry?
Do you think you can share the map so they can visualize it? Please, thank you.
Yeah, let's look at the map. Let's do it here. Okay. So the closest beach is the island. It's on the island. So from the development to the port, the town of Chiquila, it's about a 6 or 7-minute drive. And then you take a ferry here, and it's between 18 and 20 minutes. So in less than half an hour, you're on the beach. You can also, you know, if you get bored of so much nature and laid back, you can always drive. It's about an hour and a half to the Mayan Riviera, and just under 2 hours to Cancun. For people that don't want to relax anymore, they want to go and party or go to, you know, the nice boutiques and stores that we have in Cancun. And of course, if you know, people that come from the States and they own property here, they fly to Cancun. Every international airport has direct flights to Cancun. I think from Chicago, we have probably at least six flights daily to Cancun, directly to Cancun. So Chicago must be about 3.5 hours flight to Cancun. Then it's let's call 2 hours drive to Holbox. can get from Chicago to your property in Aldea Holbox. And then add another 25-30 minutes, you'll be on the island. So about 10 hours, you'll be here enjoying this beautiful island.
From Chicago.
Of course, there are all things other than, you know, the beach. We have Cancun here, we have the Mayan Riviera here, we have the island. There are, if you're into culture, we have Chichen Itza, which is around here. Chichen Itza is I think it was called one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's the main, one of the main, if not the main, archaeological site of Mayan site. So it's very nice, and it's a unique experience, really. It's like going to Egypt and visiting the pyramids. You can go here, Chichen Itza, and visit the pyramids. And it has, well, I'm not a tourist guide, but there are some very cool activities to do in Chichen Itza, and a lot to learn. Any other question? There are more activities around the development, because we're, like I mentioned earlier, we're surrounded by a protected area. So there are some marshes here. The jungle is breathtaking hikes. You can go on your bike. We will have trails for bikes. It will be just an amazing experience. So let's, if any other question, or I can move on. Okay, I will continue.
So far, so good.
Real quick question. I'm sorry, I just got in. Sorry about that. My name is Victor. Hello to everyone. Hi, Natalie. Can you hear me, anyone?
Yes.
Oh, okay. One of the questions, I came in a little bit late. I apologize about that. But what is the proximity to the Mayan train?
To the Mayan train. The new Mayan train?
Yes,
that is a very good question. The new Mayan train will have a stop here. It's I think it's called New Xcan. We have Xcan, the community of Xcan here, and there will be a station here, New Xcan, and from this stop, from this station, it's about a 40-45 minute drive to the development from the nearest station of the upcoming Mayan train.
And from Merida, do you know the distance time that it would take from Merida, Yucatan to this?
Yeah, it's about 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on how fast you drive. And I usually go straight. So where's Merida? Merida is this. Find Merida.
This is going to be to your left.
So Merida is over here, and it's from here to the development, it's about 3.5 hours.
Okay,
3.5 to 4 hours.
So that means that the train will probably get there in about an hour and a half or an hour. That's
the train's supposed to be much faster. Yes, I don't know exactly. I don't know what kind of train they're putting there, but the point is to make travel a lot faster and safer. So yeah, I'm sure they'll shave off at least 2 hours. So let's assume 2 hours here.
2 hours, yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
And then another 45 minutes. You're welcome. Any other question?
No, we can continue with the rest. Thank you.
I'll go back to the presentation then. And so now let's talk about, let's look at some images, some renders of what you can expect to see once Aldea Holbox is up and running. So this is our entrance. This is the design of our main entrance. There will be what do you call this thing that goes up and down to allow the cars?
The gate?
The gate, exactly. So there will be, this is the render of our gate. Security will be here. And as you can see, it'll be surrounded by a lot of nature. It's very elegant. Just for reference, Holbox is a Mayan word, which means black hole. So our theme is circles in honor of that black hole of Aldea Holbox. Because for more reference, if the meteorite that killed all the dinosaurs fell right in front of the Yucatan Peninsula. So that's probably why it's called a black hole. So let's continue. Look some more images. This is the all-purpose court or grilling or barbecue area. There will be paths all over to take you to the amenities. At the entrance of one of the clubhouses, the washroom, the swimming pool, some lounging areas. And although it's not on the beach, it feels like you're on the beach. A little restaurant by the clubhouse. And everything that I'm showing, the end product will be at least 95%, will look 95% like what we're showing. We're not going to need much from these images. About 95% accurate. And this is a render of how the houses, how we're planning on making the houses. Very elegant, let's call it minimalistic design, very harmonious. Residents or investors side the experience of living surrounded by nature. We want to provide the experience of living in a very exclusive place, a very elegant and zen place. And just to give you an idea of the type of house that you can expect to see there, we will build the houses as well, but for now we're focusing on investors for the land. Any comments or questions on the images?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
what is it? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Victor.
My question was going to be, what is the square footage on those that unit or meters? Square
The
meters?
house square meters, I think it was between 120 and 150 square meters, which is 1600. Let me
1,600 square
see.
feet.
I made a conversion.
I
1600
can
square
I can help
feet.
you. I can help you at the end when we start seeing the figures, and then I can give you the square meter and price as you convert it from pesos. So if it's gonna come up, Victor, in the presentation after.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I think
okay.
they want to show
Yeah, it's about
the
1,600
sizes
square
of the
foot.
lots. But I think what was the average, Humberto? 300.
The
square meters?
average is 700 square meters,
Okay.
which equates to about 730. Hold on, 731 square feet, I think.
That's 7,400 square feet, 7,490 square feet. If it's,
Yeah,
how many meters you
75.
said? Yeah,
He says
Oh,
700,
75?
700 square meters equals almost
7,490.
square feet.
Yeah, 7,500
It's
square
it's a
feet,
big lot.
roughly.
It's 700. So usually the lots were usually commercialized are 300. This is almost double on
Yeah,
size.
this is a big lot.
Yeah.
700 square meter equates to about 7,500 square feet.
Correct. That's exactly 7,490.
Yeah.
Yep. Very nice size lot. Mhm.
Yes, it's pretty sizable.
So yeah, let's Violeta, do you have a comment?
No, I just thought it was beautiful, and I absolutely love the fact that you guys are not thinking outside of the development itself to really take care of the people there, like you said. That's important because we never want to go to, I've been to places where the resort is beautiful and you can't even step out because you see just people, you know, begging for money and just it's in horrible conditions. So that's really good to hear. I absolutely love that piece. Thank you.
Exactly. We we learned from other people's mistakes, and we wanted at all costs to prevent that. We do not want poverty around us. We want wealth around us, and all these people are going to benefit largely from this development. Because also, all the building materials will be sourced locally. All the labor will be local. So we're going to be buying the construction materials from the locals. We'll be hiring them, and well, most of them are partners in the development. And we have a financial, not a financial trust, a legal, financial trust, a bank trust that manages the development. That is another thing. That's another way in which we are innovating with this development, because it happens that you buy land from a particular developer, and then they promise you that they will build something. You do your part. You bring your money. They do their part. They give you the papers for your lot. You own the lot, but then after that they don't develop it, or they do something. They don't do what they promised they would do, or sometimes they don't even lay roads for you. But you can't even get to your lot, right, to your property. We're doing things differently. It was actually very difficult for us to be eligible. There's a lot of paperwork involved in achieving a financial, that a bank puts together a financial trust for your development. What does that imply? When there's a financial trust managing, when there's a bank managing the development, all the money that comes in, your investor, the new owners, when they do their monthly payments, none of that money goes to any of the personal accounts of the owners. None of that money will go to any of my accounts. None of that money will go to anywhere but the trust account managed by the bank.
So that would be basically a third party. Sorry if I interrupt. So you're talking about a third party with the bank to be the funds control. So
exactly.
That way,
the bank controls the finances and makes sure that the development actually happens. If I disappear, if all the partners of Aldea Holbox disappear, which is not going to happen, if everyone disappears, the bank retains the ownership, and they are obligated to complete the development. They will continue to manage the input, all the money that the new owners will be putting in their payments. The bank continues to manage it, and the bank continues to complete the development. So even if we disappear, the bank is legally obligated and has the right to complete the development. So it's a guarantee that you will get what you're paying for in your contract. Yeah. That's another thing that in which we're innovating. We're one of the first developers that work this way, and I wouldn't be surprised if every new development has to do that, because people are now asking for it. People are choosing developments that have this guarantee over others that don't offer it, and it's not easy to achieve the trust.
Financial.
The financial trust.
That's a very solid sales point, and that is shared like when you purchase a lot, you will have that information of the bank that's doing the funds control, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. The monthly payments go to the bank account trust. Is under the trust name.
Okay.
It's not a person's name. It's not a company name. It's under the financial. It has a number.
Correct.
Okay. We're checking in time. We have 10 minutes left. If we want to keep going to the next few, And then we have Q&A at the end. Super fast.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Victor, I'll send you all the info too once we finish. We have the brochure and everything with the details, and I'll connect you with Humberto as well, because this is a very nice
Perfect.
development.
No, perfect. I'll be on standby.
So, yeah, well, we talked about, we briefly talked about legality. We have all the permits, all the rights to the land, everything is already approved by the government. We're just waiting on some paper, which is bureaucracy to get some papers, but everything is already approved. All the subdivision rights, we have everything. So we actually have a legal pack. It's in Spanish though. So if you want to go through the legalities, all our documents, all our permits are there, and they're available for anyone who has a lawyer that speaks Spanish that wants to go through them. We're very transparent, and we will share it with anyone that wants to take a look at that.
Perfect. We
have very little time to talk about the numbers, right? So let's dive right to it. So land, we're talking about lots that are about 7,500 square meters on average. There are some that are slightly smaller, slightly larger, and I converted the price to US dollars to today's value. I think it's 17.8 pesos for each dollar. So this is updated. Price in pesos, 665,000 pesos for each lot this size. That translates to just over $37,000. In order to get one of these lots, we just want 20% down payment, and we'll finance at 0% interest, which is very attractive. It's rare to see that, right? So basically your down payment comes to about $7,500, and your monthly payments will be around just shy of $500 per month for 60 months. This is, of course, depending on how the exchange rate fluctuates, but for now, it's about $500 monthly for 60 months, 0% interest. The value gain that we anticipate, the first year, we expect your land to gain about 15% in its value. So if the value is, this is plus what? I don't know, I don't remember why I have this number here, but it's a 15% gain. On the second year, we expect a 20% gain accrued. And then on the third year, we expect about 30% for the following 3 years. On the third year, the development will be very advanced. So there will be a lot of movement. Some people probably already living there, a lot of houses being built. So a lot of movement that increases significantly the value of the development, and more people will want to put their money there because they will see how good it is, right? So I'm not going to teach you about real estate because you guys are all experts. Basically, this is our projection for value gain. And then on the 5th year, when the development will be completed, after that 5th year, it's difficult to estimate the value gain. It will probably be more than 30%, not sure, or maybe around the 30%, not sure. This is how when the development is completed, prices go up exponentially. So this is in regards to the value gain. Any question?
I think there's a question in the chat that is asking about water and electricity near the lot, or what would be that system or plan?
Yes. So of course, people will, when they buy the lot, the intention is to build something, right? So when you buy if you can build your own house, if you have someone that has a construction company or you're a builder, you want to build your own house, that's perfect. If you decide to buy the house from us, we will give you your house with electricity, with water, with residual water treatment and everything ready. If you just want the lot, for an additional fee, we will bring you the electricity. All over the development, there will be electricity. All the clubhouses will have electricity, of course, and water, and all the streets, the roads on the development will be lit. They will have electricity. There will be illumination there. And if you decide to just get the lot and sit on it for a couple of years and then sell it, but you want to sell it with electricity, for an additional fee, we will bring electricity to your lot.
Do we have that estimate yet or not yet on the price? Or it depends
The estimate
where
I have,
lot is located? Just for the electricity. Natria, for the water, if it's the same case as Merida, it's a water well. Right?
Yeah,
Humberto?
the water will be sourced from a well. And the houses will have the water softeners and the filters, the reverse osmosis filters to make it safe.
Perfect.
I think Mario left, but I think it's about $30,000 for the electricity.
Okay. I think we can. Perfect. The price is great. So if anybody didn't see the screen, it's $37,000 for 700 square meters. So the price per square meter is coming to 665. So we're talking about $5 per square foot on this land. So in case you want to write that down for the comparables, we always break it down to price per square foot. So right now we're at $5.19 per square foot. So it's pretty cheap. I think if we can see the map of where the lots, you say there's a few phases, right? Like phase 1, phase 2, they're going to be starting to be sold. Maybe
yes,
they want to visualize that,
yes,
to see how they can get started and how they can recommend this to their clients.
Yes, I just want to go back, and I made a big mistake. I said $30,000 for the electricity. It's not that much. It's about $3,800 to put the electricity on the
One
lot.
less zero. That's better.
$3,800. Yeah, big difference.
Okay, perfect. So we're talking about maybe $4,000 to pull the electricity to your lot. So just make sure that
Yes.
you add that into it. Perfect.
And the sewer, is it going to have septic tanks that you have to add to your lot?
No septic tanks. There will be biodigesters because it's better for the environment. For anyone who, I think everyone knows what the biodigester is, right?
I'm not familiar with the biodigester. But...
Yes, we'll have a class for that too. I think we mentioned in a couple of the developments. I want to have a whole class on what it is about.
Okay.
Because that question comes up in every single development, and I think all of the ones in Merida, Yucatan or Riviera Maya, they have the same system that needs to be in place. Yeah. So I think we want to have a webinar on that just by itself because it's a whole engineering process.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty standard for what we've seen so far for every single development. It's the same system. It's kind of like
Natalie,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, something very important that I'd like to mention is in terms of for the people that want to see this as an investment, because there are people that will want to live here. There's people who will want to have it as a maybe a winter home. As an investor, there are a couple of things that I'd like to mention. The island has about 1,000. Between 900 and 1,000 hotel rooms right now. Let's call it 1,000 hotel rooms. there's not a lot more room to grow. So we don't expect to see more a lot more hotel rooms. So let's stick with 1,000 hotel rooms. Every day, there are between 3,000 and 3,500 people that go to the island on slow season. On a high season, it's over 8,000, between 8,000 and 8,500 people on high season. So if you only have 1,000 hotel rooms, that's on a slow season, that's about 2,000 people that have to get out of the island because they can't stay there. They can't spend the night there. That's about 2,000 people on a slow season. And those 2,000 people have to drive all the way back to Cancun or the Mayan Riviera or Merida. They have to drive an hour and a half, the shortest distance, or 2 hours if they go to Cancun. Where do you think all those people will stay if they want to, go back to the island? They will choose to stay in a property that's 6 minutes away from the ferry, right? So on a slow season, it's about 2,000 people that have to leave the island. On a high season, it's about 6,000, more than 6,000 people that have to leave the island. So all those people, it's our market, right? If you buy a lot, you build your house at Aldea Holbox and you put it on Airbnb, it will be rented solid all year.
And on the condominium, the CCNRs, does it show there that automatically Airbnb will be approved? It won't be removed at any point?
I don't understand the question. CMR, what's a CMR?
The CCNR, el condominio, los reglamentos del condominio.
Oh no, it's allowed. It's allowed.
Okay, that's a big question that comes up with the big investors in Airbnb, because like right now I have 3 houses in La Quinta, which we're building out there. They're not very friendly with Airbnb, so we have to get permission. So that question comes out a lot on the developments from Mexico, if it's automatically in the CCNRs, the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, so that you are able to always do the Airbnb and not be restricted. So that's
there will be no problem. There will be no problem. We're actually encouraging people to investors to see it as an opportunity with Airbnb. Because it's a tourist area. It's of course we need Airbnb, right?
Mm-hmm.
You won't have a problem. There will be no restrictions. All the houses can be Airbnb there.
Okay.
And it's a great business because it's we have 2,400 lots. The whole development is about 2,400 lots, and on a slow season, over 2,000 people have to leave the island. So on a slow season, and not all the houses will be Airbnb. So you have pretty much guaranteed to have your house rented all year if you put it on Airbnb.
On the larger green, sections, are those common areas?
Those are green areas. Those are untouched. Those are nature.
Okay.
The common areas, well, yes, within the green areas, we will have some common areas like the paddle court, the kids park, the pet friendly park. No restaurants. The restaurants will be in the orange squares, which are the clubhouses. And the cenote is right here. The cenote that I mentioned, this is the cenote. Wow. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
For reference, each lot is about, 7,500 square feet. This is, in comparison, this is the cenote. It's pretty big.
Yeah, that looks like about, at least 5 acres.
Yes.
That's nice.
And if you'll allow me to show very quickly, this graph shows the expected return on investment. You start. We start with your down payment of, what was it, $7,500, Yeah, $7,500. So your money goes down $7,500. You continue to pay. You do your monthly payments for about 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, and then in around September, October of 2024, 2025, I'm sorry, on September 2025, you'll be able to build your house. The house will take about 9-10 months to get built. So as soon as it's built, the next month you put it on Airbnb and you start making money. I have all these complex calculations that factor, the actual, the up-to-date prices per night on Airbnb in the area for the type of house that you'll have there. These factors, taxes, management expenses, and all that good stuff. And so we come. I don't want to bore you with all this data. We don't have time either. So
the delivery
this is
date, you say 2024, right? Do we have a 25?
2024, yes, 2024. September, October 2024.
Okay, perfect.
That's when you can start
I'm putting
building.
the notes. I'm putting the notes in the chat if anybody wants to check the chat. The price per square foot, how many lots are available, how much is in square meters, in square feet, the cost in pesos, and the cost in dollars, in case you're curious. Everything is in the chat. As Humberto is sharing with us, I'm sharing in the chat as well. So you can do the math on your own. But then what I like from Humberto, that he has all the projections and the financials. So if you're curious, we can set up another call only to go and look at that, because that's the one selling point for your clients, because you'll show them the return on investment and by when they will be able to pay off the lot and the house and the construction. So that's what I like from, when Humberto showed us these, numbers, is like, your investor wants to see this, we might not, be a fan of numbers, but this is what sells the property the most. And I like that Humberto took the time to share this. And we spent like maybe an hour only on financials the last time we chatted. So if you guys are curious, please let me know. I will set up definitely to go in depth about this specific development. And then just so you understand what is the potential of this location.
Perfect.
Yes, it's very attractive. Like I said, as soon as you put your house on Airbnb, it will be booked, it will be rented, and we estimate at least a 90% occupation, which is pretty good. And if you build your house as soon as it can be built, we're talking about you starting to get profits on the third year. Let's say you invest on your lot now. In 3 years, you'll start to make money on it.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
Pretty much
by between the 5th and the 6th year, you've recovered everything that you've invested. You get it back. You get it all back in between 5 and 6 years. You get it all back, and then after that, it's never-ending profit, pure profit.
Yes.
Awesome. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the recording for Q&A. So please prepare your questions if you have any. Otherwise, I'll for now stop recording so we can put this in YouTube. So thank you very much, Humberto. And cutting off right now the recording. We'll have another session with Humberto for the numbers. So if you have any questions, please stay. I'm gonna just pause the recording right now so it doesn't get too long for YouTube.